Hello, it's EmpressLuxAse. Please like and subscribe. Thank you to those that already do. If you like exclusive content, check out my Patreon and my member section here on YouTube. Obviously, the member section will have an early drop of this video, and this is a Synastry chart reading for Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Did a tarot reading and oral card reading around their engagement, and I just kind of wanted to do a little quick little onesie on the Synastry, which is just basically the compatibility and that type of thing between a couple. It's all loosely based because I don't 100% know their time of birth. So let's get into it. For these two, I'm happy for her. I really hope they make it down the aisle. But based off the tarot reading I just did, I'm not so sure. And even if they make it down the aisle, I'm not sure if it's going to last. But energies change, people change. So, just never know what God has in store for them. So let's get into it. So Taylor Swift, her birthday is December 13, 1989. By the way, I'm just going to stick to planet aspects since the birth times are uncertain. So I don't really have the exact houses and angles. So she's December 13, 1989, born in West Reading, PA. So I saw two different time of births. I'm not 100% sure. One for 5:17 a.m. versus 8:36 a.m. But the planets I've saw for her online are consistent. She is a Sag Sun, Cancer Moon, Venus is an Aquarius, Mars is a Scorpio, and Mercury is a Capricorn. Travis Kelce, his birthday is October 5th, 1989, born in Westlake, Ohio. Birth time unknown. I couldn't even find anything possible for birth time for him. He's a Libra. Moon is a Sagittarius. Venus is a Scorpio. Mars is Libra. So both are 1989 babies. Also, they both have the North Node in Aquarius. So this is all about them having the same life path axis. Chemistry, I'm not gonna lie. Her Mars is Scorpio and his Venus in Scorpio. It would be off the chart. They definitely will have a magnetic chemistry. His Moon in Sagittarius would sit well with her Sun in Sagittarius, meaning he will get her essence, like the true essence of Taylor Swift, he would absolutely get, and also be very supportive and playful. Like these two would do really good on road trips. Like it would be perfectly fine for them. They'll be very compatible in that type of thing, if you kind of understand that concept. The style of love, her Venus is in Aquarius. She would need freedom, friendship first, and his Venus in Scorpio, he would need depth and loyalty. So, that's kind of a contrast that could turn electorate. So boundaries would definitely need to be clear for both of them. Now, as far as them sharing the same life path and the Aquarius North Node, this for me is like a power paired with the purpose, signature, or like a public impact will be part of the bond they will have. Like very much they're supposed to be a power couple with a purpose. Just off of that. Just off of that alone. Now the sun and moon flow is, her sun being a Sag and his moon being a Sag. This is like them having this built-in understanding of each other's emotions. And also the type of ventures they would choose, they would be on the same bandwidth. He would feel seen and she would feel like I'm cheered on, like he's clapping for me. Now the sun and sun sextile, the Sag versus Libra is at 60 degrees, so there will be a natural ease between these two. Well, I don't want to say souls. A very social synergy and shared PR instincts. They will feel pretty much the same when it comes to PR. Now, the Venus-Mars, the double link, her Mars being in Scorpio conjuncting his Venus in Scorpio, a lot of passion, loyalty, test, ride or die vibe. And that's interesting because the tarot reading I kept seeing death, and in tarot, death is represented by Scorpio energy, number 13. So, interesting. His Mars, and I believe in past tarot readings, Scorpio energy came out. But the Venus, Mars, linking energy. Her Mars Scorpio conjuncting his Venus Scorpio once again is passion, loyalty test, very ride or die vibe. His Mars Libra to her Venus Aquarius. So both of them will be air signs, so there will be equal diplomacy there, and that will help cool the Scorpio intensity because Scorpios are typically very intense. Now them having the same sign Jupiter because they both were born in 1989. That will probably be likely Jupiter and Cancer for both. So this will be all about home and family wins. So this will be when life is private and protective. This will be perfect for them. Because, yeah, Jupiter and Cancer is all about the family, the emotion. Meaning they were probably born in families that are very traditional, all about big families, that type of thing. Now, the friction that they would need to manage and work on is her Cancer moon versus his Libra sun. Something just came to me. Also, with her Cancer moon and Jupiter being in Cancer until next year, that brings expansion. So expansion can be pregnancy, that type of thing. It can be good expansion, bad expansion, weight gain, that type of thing. So I just want to highlight that. Cancer moon versus his Libra sun. There is a cardinal clash. Her need for safe shell versus his public partnership style, meaning they would need to translate their feelings into logistics. There's something around schedules, holidays, and family, and needing to make it work for both of them and not just one party. Venus Aquarius versus Venus Scorpio. Her being Aquarius versus his Scorpio Venus. This is her wanting freedom, friendship, and versus him wanting depth and merging. Scorpio energy could be very obsessive. And so you will have to keep reeling them in because they also could get bored and find something else to gravitate towards. So, but with that fix is the opt-in intimacy. So planned privacy needing to be compared with periodic check-ins. Mercury styles, her Mercury is in Capricorn, so she could very much sound like an executive, very bossy. His Libra mix prefers harmony, balance. So there would be a need, or like they would need to decide when to debate and when to decide, definitely. So with the Scorpio and Capricorn signatures in 1989 outer planets, their Venus and Mars is a lot of energy around serious, strategic, protective energy. With the press, media look big, but privately they will want a tight inner circle of people they could trust. I'm gonna say 2005, 2026 timing with the transit, Saturn and Pisces. They're gonna have tests around privacy and faith. They may get to a point where they say no more to something. Travel smarter. Nodes in Pisces and Virgo between this year. It's all about a balance between health and work life. And the eclipses are gonna challenge those areas. So there's something around needing to trim obligations. Pluto and Aquarius, this is like a bigger megaphone, louder opinions, staying values, keeping the story clean. I would say make a clean milestone drop, but it's not going to be a campaign. They need to just say something and keep it moving. And I feel like that's with the engagement. And make sure they have balance. I would say between the sun and the moon, he validates her core. They do have a magnetism with her Mars and Scorpio and his Venus and Scorpio. So there will be devotion, but with a bite. And with the two Venus, her Venus and Aquarius would need breathing room. His Venus and Scorpio would need depth. He would need somebody that's not going to bore him. That's going to have to keep him entertained. And also schedule privacy where they have me time. Now with that same North Node Aquarius, this isn't romance, it's purpose and a platform and wanting to use it wisely. My advice, they need to work on boundaries, healthier boundaries with equal power, one big announcement, then guard the bubble. So I feel like that coincides with the engagement situation. They made the announcement, keep it low key, do everything else privately, that type of thing. So that's what I have for them. Bye. I want to piggyback off everything I just stated. And I know somebody's going to ask, do you think they will last based off what I'm seeing for their chart? I'm going to say yes, a stronger maybe, but they need to have tight boundaries. Their synastry actually is built for the long game, but it would be very high maintenance and would crack fast if they feed the crowd, the media, and the public and that type of thing. The green flags is the sun, moon magic, his Sag moon vibes very well with her sun sign. So he gets her. And she would feel like, what's Beyonce's song? My man makes me feel so damn fine. I forgot who sings. I think it's Beyonce. Yeah, it's Beyonce who says that. So he would definitely amp her up. They do got a ride or die chemistry. They would play well in public and present smoothly as a unit. Very PR vibes, public wise. And they would have the shared purpose and platform. Very power pairs, power couple vibes. The yellow red flags, the love styles. Her Venus Aquarius, I've already stated, she needs freedom and need to know that you are my friend. He would need depth. If space feels like distance or intensity, feels like control, then boom, it will fuse. Meaning, if she takes too much time or space away from him, or he becomes too intense, it will feel like control. Meaning, if she takes too much space, rather, it would feel like distance for him. And if he becomes too intense with her, she could feel like he's trying to control me. And then boom, things could pop off. The Cancer Moon versus his public Libra energy. She needs a safe shell, needs to be protected, especially when things get loud. He's built for appearances, but is he built for those times where she's going to need her emotion-wise? Also, they need to make sure they take time off. Like, they need to make sure they get away where there's no press, like no press zones, that type of thing. Conflict style, her Mercury and Capricorn, she's very bossy. That's come out a few times. She makes a decision. She's used to making a decision. His Mars and Libra energy will weigh options, be diplomatic and fair. So decisions could stall unless they pre-agree on who will make the decisions. So it's giving me, can a relationship work if two are both wearing the pants? He gives me very alpha male vibes. Can she be submissive to her husband? Is my question. I'm gonna say late 2025 of this year, mid 2026 is the period for great supportive energy where they might need to just nest, focus on commitments, think private first, and then make announcement later, which we see they made the engagement. I kind of feel like the stars are saying that they don't need to talk about the engagement no more. They've made the announcement, and with the ongoing Pluto and Aquarius era, bigger megaphone, hotter takes. So it's like the more they perform the relationship, the shakier it gets. The more, meaning the more you keep talking about the relationship on social media and in the public and having PR moments, that could mess up the relationship. That could mess up the foundation. So I feel like they may need to disappear. And like, you made the announcement, all right, keep it moving. To really protect the relationship, like make it a priority where we're not going to do anything on camera. We're not going to do any PR stunts because that's going to mess up their relationship. She needs space and he needs predictable depth. So they need to schedule check-ins, like date nights, weekend, like, you know, some people go on dates on certain days. They have a schedule and also have real downtime. And also no triangles, no third party meddling, friends, brands, family managers, whoever, etc. Because I see third party energy will be a problem for this relationship. So I'm going to say, I'm not good with numbers. I'm going to say 60-40 in favor of these two lasting through the next couple of years. But they have to keep the internet, the media, social media, the public out of their relationship. And make sure the privacy is almost like a job. Keep it private. They don't need to prove the relationship to us anymore. So, because if they keep going that route, that 60 is going to turn into 40 fast. So, that's just my opinion. Bye.